Hey there, it's another beautiful day. I am so sorry for the delay. Let's watch some stuff.
This is tofu drag construction, China's poorly constructed buildings made with foundation and building materials that are poorly mixed due to a lack of funding. That's because the project lead and management swallowed up money due to rampant corruption and graft. It's an ongoing issue in China. The result is dangerous living quarters and infrastructure that are prone to collapse, like bridges, roads, and buildings. In 2008, an 8.0 magnitude earthquake took many buildings under, including hundreds of school buildings, and many were tofu drag projects. Thousands of students and tens of thousands of lives were claimed. The CCP covered it up as it was close to the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, and any subsequent investigations by citizen journalists were punished, including jail time. I'm David Zhang. This is China Insider. Subscribe for more on China.
My husband just brought this to my attention a couple days ago, and it's so interesting how poorly built these buildings are and how they just kind of swept it under the rug. And it's still happening. Buildings are still being built, to subpar conditions, and it's because of.
You ever seen these tofu drag projects in China? Entire buildings will just fall apart. That's what happens when you cheap out on materials. Well, it sounds like they don't have much of a choice. Sure they do, just get better materials. Well, their profit margins are extremely small due to fierce competition. Still seems counterproductive to risk the liability. But that's not even the issue. The companies have to spend tons of money bribing officials just to build. Well, that doesn't help. After all that spending, cheaping out on materials is your only option.
So sometimes I'm not so good with the words, and I need somebody else to describe what it is that I'm thinking of. And that guy did it perfectly. So that's why all of these buildings are so poorly constructed. And there you go. I have another one that my husband showed me on China. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna stick it in here somewhere later. It's really interesting.
Hundreds of pages of data on Tamika Clay's LexisNexis credit report from her Chevy Camaro.
Connecting to OnStar.
She's learned the OnStar system is tracking things like acceleration events, high-speed events, and hard brake events. And GM shared 603 of those entries with data brokers.
OnStar app, you're thinking safety and if it gets stolen, but certainly not spying on me and sending information to the insurance companies.
It's the exact same scenario described in this proposed class action lawsuit filed just one day after Clay received her LexisNexis report this month. Clay requested the report because her insurance had gone up 80%, and when she tried to shop around, an insurance broker sent a denial letter and suggested she check her LexisNexis records to see why.
So before you get any kind of onboard computer system that's added to your vehicle, like OnStar, you want to read the fine print, because I'm pretty sure it's in there that they collect data on your vehicle, and that's shared with your insurance company or shared with third-party affiliates. There's also an option with a lot of insurance companies to have this little device installed into your vehicle, and it does watch what you do when you're speeding and how you brake and how you accelerate and all that stuff. And that's used to determine your insurance rates. We, of course, opt out for that every single time. Yeah, it's going to save you a couple bucks at the beginning. They're like, oh, we'll break it down to this much if you install this little device. And 6 months later, your premium shoots up if you're a careless driver, or if you just brake hard occasionally, or you accelerate a little too fast, or you go a couple miles over the speed limit. It's going to get you every single time. When we purchased our first commercial vehicle, the insurance company required us to have that little device in the vehicle. And it was absolutely ridiculous. And we got rid of it. I mean, with California commercial laws going crazy and insurance ducking out of the state, we had to get rid of that truck. So,
and if it gets any worse, you'll need to go to the emergency room. Yeah, I won't do that. You'll have to. There isn't much I can do while you're an outpatient. Are you planning to direct admit me? I don't have privileges to do that. So just to be clear, if I feel any sicker than I do now, if I can't breathe, or if I have some kind of allergic reaction to the medication or it doesn't work, then you want me to find a ride to the hospital because I can't afford an ambulance, And then you want me to check in and wait for 15 hours at the height of my agony in a plastic chair to finally be called back and be told that I'm either faking it or they don't know how to intervene or to give me some variation of something that you already prescribed and didn't work. That's what you want me to do? Yeah, basically. I will see you at my funeral. Do you take credit for the copay?
That is how our hospital systems are these days. And if you go to the ER, they do tell you, oh, you're faking it. Or they give you pain medicine and tell you to follow up with your doctor and kick you out. It's basically what happened yesterday. I had 8 years ago, I had an L5S1 fusion due to spondylolisthesis. I'd mentioned it in another video before. And I have pain from time to time. And yesterday, it was absolutely agonizing. I could barely move. I couldn't walk. My whole left leg, the whole nerve is being pinched. And that's what happened to my other side prior to having the surgery. And I suffered like that for 8 months. And I'm like, okay, let's go to the hospital. Maybe they'll do an x-ray, get me in for an MRI, something like that, and we can get this ball rolling because I'm probably going to have another surgery. And no. They said, oh, since you didn't fall and there was no trauma, I'm just going to give you some pain medicine and have you follow up with your doctor. I can't remember the last time I was able to make a same-day appointment with my doctor. I can't even remember the last time I was able to make a same-month appointment with my doctor. So, thank you, California ER system. You suck.
Manager gets confronted by customer about the weight of meat being off.
What he has to say about it. This is the second time this happened to me. Feel how heavy this is. Feel how heavy this is. Okay. How come this is supposed to be a lot heavier because it's got more weight on it than this one? This one's 1802. I put this on the scale. It's at 4.3 pounds or something. It has on here at 6.17. This is the second time this happened to me, but fortunately I caught it this time before going home. Which one's heavier for you? This one, right? But if you look, this is only 2.92 pounds or whatever it is. This is 6. This isn't 6 pounds, man. It's only 4, not even 4.5 pounds. So you guys are charging people for 6.17 pounds. That's a good one. I'm glad I caught it this time because last time I took it home and I was out money on that. I want this, but I'm just bringing this to your attention. You're a manager. Something needs to be done about this because how many other people that don't realize this that, I'm not saying you, but the company in general is ripping off.
All right, what is it? I get what you're saying, but okay. Did you already purchase this?
No, I didn't purchase it.
All right, which one?
But I'm just saying.
No, I totally get exactly what it is you're saying. So, is that what you wanted to tell me?
Absolutely. Yes, that's all I want to tell you.
Okay, all right. I don't want to take anything out your bag, but do you say you don't want this or you want it?
No, I don't want it because it's showing that it's 6.17 pounds.
But this here is okay.
Yeah, I'm taking all this.
Okay. But I'm trying to report it now so they can catch it. You know.
Like I said, this is the second time it's happened to me. I've actually turned this Walmart into the scale and weights down in Austin. And they said if it happens again, contact them. So I'm letting you guys know because I didn't let anybody else know before because when I opened it up, I was at home. And I had it on a scale because I'm like, this is a lot heavier than this, but that's more expensive. Look, that's $18. This is only $15. That's $3 more and I'm getting 2 pounds less.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm getting at?
Yes, sir. I got you.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's your name? Hollis. Thanks, buddy.
Walmart is constantly being exposed for doing all kinds of shady things. It's having cheap labor, like several years ago when they were exposed for having child labor, putting together all of, our super cheap items that we can buy there. And they're still doing all kinds of shady underhanded stuff, like charging you too much for your meat, a pound or two. Nobody's going to weigh it, right? Everybody's going to start weighing it now, especially after seeing that. This next one is the one that went viral, which made me go back and find this one that we just watched. So check out this one real quick. It's actually showing it on the scale, which is great.
And to prove I'm not full of here we go. 4.78 pounds. 2.2 pounds. 4.78. 2.2. Let's look at the other one. 4.9. 2 pounds. Walmart is getting us. They're screwing us. Right? They're screwing us.
So weigh your meat, y'all. Other than that, I mean, I'm sure there's something else in there that we're going to find in the next 6 months that Walmart is doing that's absolutely shady to make an extra buck. Even though everybody's suffering and they're shaving costs for themselves, and sticking it to the consumer. So, way to go. I'm sure there's other grocery stores that are doing that too. I wonder. I'll have to look into it.
But some foods you eat might be just flat out fake. Take these eggs for example. It turns out some eggs are not laid by chickens at all. Instead, they're man-made, using dangerous ingredients. Many fake eggs have been sold in China recently. They're made from gelatin and food coloring, as well as other harmful chemicals, including paraffin wax and calcium carbonate. These are used to make the shell. The egg whites are made from resin, starch, algae extract, and coagulants. The egg yolk is made from rubber resin, with yellow dye and alum mixed in. Alum is an especially toxic compound. When they're cracked open, they do look quite similar to a real egg. But mix it together and you'll notice something is not quite right. It almost has a strange jelly texture and a bizarre smell. Eating these chemicals can be very bad for your health. So how can you tell if your eggs are real or fake? Well, for one, real eggs will have a slight smell. Also, real eggs will have slight imperfections on their shells, while fake eggs will be unnaturally smooth and even shaped. Fake eggs also won't have the membrane lining you'll find under real eggshells. These fake Chinese eggs are spreading to other countries around the world.
That's one of the other videos that my husband showed me about fake things in China, which is interesting. And now they're saying they're going worldwide. So I wonder how they're going to be marketed, like in the egg section. Do they need to be refrigerated like regular eggs? Are they just going to say, hey, these are fake eggs or vegan eggs? They're going to market them as vegan eggs. That sounds about right, right? Because vegans like to eat the things that aren't the things that they're supposed to eat because they're bad. So they eat the fake things that look like the things that aren't the things. I don't know. It's a bad idea. It sounds like a bad idea. Watch out for your eggs.
China Fakes Everything Part 4. I came across this on the web. This man is exposing how some spam meat is made in China. A piece of chicken breast the size of a quarter, a bunch of cornstarch, and loads of chemicals. And it turns out just like the spam you see in the store. How about beef balls? They're made with duck heads and blended into a paste. They're also loaded with chemicals and additives, but look like beef balls to me. How about injecting things with mysterious liquid? This is done to eggplants, cucumbers, chicken, and fish apparently. Next comes soaking things. Wow, look at that. You get a fully grown apple and cucumber harvest just by dipping them into a beaker full of mystery. Or how about fake donkey intestine, a marinated dish using pig uterus and ovaries instead of donkey intestines. As this video shows, they end up with the same color, maybe a similar texture, and definitely not gonna try it.
Personally, I don't think I would have tried it even if I knew it was donkey intestine. For the simple fact that, ew, that's gross. Us Western folk, we don't like that stuff none too much. Although I'm sure we eat some things that Eastern folk be like, ew, that's gross. Why are you putting it in your face? And so, yeah, watch out for that fake Chinese food. It's Just a lot like the fake American food when you read the ingredients and 99% of the stuff is chemicals and the other 1% is corn. So there you go. Everybody's faking it. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to let you go for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so sorry I was late. Normally, I try to record the evening before because I work during the day and I want to have it ready to load in the morning. But because of yesterday, I got all backed up and I'm going to have to take a few days off work now because I'm jacked up. But I truly do appreciate you. Thank you so much. And come back tomorrow. I'll have another video for you and it'll be on time. Have a wonderful day.